Fala, gente, beleza? Bom com vocês? Espero que sim. Hoje eu vou te mostrar um aplicativo novo chamado English Ninjas. É um aplicativo que é parecido com o Cambly, mas mais barato aí para você. Eu sei que o dólar dobrou de preço, tá muito caro para fazer o Cambly. O English Ninjas vem aí para... tenho procurado já faz algum tempo isso aqui para vocês, para ser bem sincero, para reduzir o preço, reduzir o seu custo e poder... A coisa mais importante para você acabar podendo fazer horas e horas de inglês com nativos, tá bom?
Ou demora pra caramba pra fazer esses vídeos. Deixa um joinha aí, vai.
Hoje eu vou fazer uma aula. Você pode ver aqui a telinha do English Ninjas, tá? Essa é a tela principal, já aparece aqui os professores que estão disponíveis para você. Hoje eu vou fazer uma aula com o Brent. Eu reservei um horário com ele. Esses professores que estão disponíveis aqui, você não precisa ter horas reservadas, mas daí você não pode ter uma conversa inteira, tá vendo? O Philip vai estar busy, né, que é ocupado em 11 minutos. O Javier, não sei como é o nome dele, vai estar busy em 1 minuto e o Douglas vai estar busy em 1 minuto também. Então, você reservar a sua lição é melhor, tá? Você pode vir aqui, ver aqui a questão de assinaturas. O que eu recomendo para você que está pronto para conversar em inglês é 30 minutos, 3, 4, 5 vezes na semana, se você puder, tá? E de vez em quando eles têm promoções também, mas o preço é muito mais barato do que o Cambly, você vai perceber isso, tá bom? Vou voltar aqui, já está quase na hora da minha aula, tem 2 minutos para minha aula. Vários professores estão online e eu vou colocar aqui para vocês. Eu vou deixar aqui um link embaixo para vocês terem uma aula de graça aqui embaixo. E para você provar aqui, ver como é que é, ver como é que funciona. Eu creio que eles têm um app para o telefone também, além do app aqui que eu estou usando direto online, né, no meu computador. Mas vocês vão poder usar dessas duas maneiras, tá? Antes da aula você vem aqui, eu estou vindo no website, né? E vim aqui escolher as perguntas e eu vou falar com o Brent sobre children, crianças, tá? Então eu tenho aqui 5 perguntas. 5 perguntas para mim, 5 perguntas para ele. Então tá chegando a hora da minha aula. Eu vou colocar aqui e vou ligar para o Brent. O Brent é um professor americano. Uma coisa que você pode fazer aqui é entrar no profile e assistir o vídeo do professor para ver se você gosta do professor, ver se ele tem os mesmos interesses que você tem, tá? Isso aqui é uma coisa muito legal. Então eu vou entrar aqui, vou praticar. Eu quero com o vídeo, você pode praticar também com a voz apenas. O que eu não recomendo, mas cada um é cada um, como diz a minha cunhada. Então está aí, entrando, vou permitir que eles usem o meu vídeo e o meu microfone. E vamos falar com o Brent. Hello!
Hello!
Hey Brent, how's it going?
It's going well, how are you?
I'm well, thank God, I'm well. Where are you speaking from?
I'm from Albania. I'm in Albania.
In Albania. Okay, very good. Very good. So they explained to you what we're doing, right?
Not
Not much.
entirely. Not entirely.
All right, cool. So I have a channel in Brazil with over 600,000 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is to have a class here with you and kind of demonstrate how I tell them to have classes, and then call people to call English Ninjas and come do classes with you guys. So that's the main idea.
Okay. I know a little bit about your channel at least, so that's where I'm at.
That's cool. That's awesome. Do you know anything about, not do you know, but have you been to Brazil? Have you met any Brazilian students here?
I've not been to Brazil. I have some Brazilian friends, but I've not met a Brazilian student yet, English student.
Okay.
Not yet.
I am pretty sure you will, so that's one of the reasons why we're here.
Yeah, probably.
All right, cool. So the idea is I have a questionnaire and I'm going to choose a topic here, a random topic, and I'm going to give you 5 questions and I'm going to ask you 5 questions. So you do one, I do one until the end of it. It should take no more than 30 minutes. one of the things that I would ask you to do is, how are we going to do this? Because I'm not a student.
Yeah. So, in general, what are the questions themed around? Is it like interview style or?
No, they're just different kinds of. Let's see here. Like we have mountains, music, UFOs, taxi, salad, school, rain, just different. Oh, that's a good one. Immigration. But that might be hard for students that are starting. Let's do something very how do you say? Let's do something easy.
Simple.
Okay? Yeah. Let's talk about children.
Okay, good topic.
All right. I know it's silly, but it's for the sake of the students. So we'll start I'm recording, right? So we'll start the video as if we were just starting meeting you. I'll ask you again about Brazil or whatever. And then I'll say, hey, Brent, I have here 5 questions that I'm going to send it to you here through the chat. And I would like you to ask me those questions, and I'll ask questions. And we can ask like further questions also, just so we have more time.
Okay. So you'll send me the questions, I'll ask you, and then you'll ask me.
Correct.
Gotcha.
It's 1-1, right? So it's 5 for me, 5 for you, but we'll intercalate.
All right, 1 and then 1, 2 and then 2. Gotcha.
Correct. And then at the end, we'll end the class, and I'll give you an opportunity to just invite students to come and be a part of English Ninjas and to come do a class with you or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds good.
All right, cool. So I'm recording already. I'm just, let me see. Let me just record a little piece here in Portuguese, and then I'll come to you. Just a second. I'm not talking to you, okay? Hey, Brent, how's it going, man?
It's going good. How are you?
I am doing well. I'm doing well. You're from the U.S., is that correct?
Yes, born and raised in America.
Where were you born?
I was born in a state called Missouri and in a city called St. Louis. Yeah.
Nice. And where do you live today?
So I live in a country called Albania, and in particular, the city of Durrës in Albania.
Okay. Nice. Why are you there?
That's a good question. The short answer is I came with my family actually to go to Spain initially. So we moved from California. We moved from Missouri to California, then California to Spain to teach English in Spain for me and for my family to retire. But we're moved to Albania to get the visa situation in order for California.
Got you. So final destination is Spain.
Yeah, to return to Spain. Yeah.
Where in Spain?
We were in a city called Granada.
Oh, Granada. I've heard of it. And I have some friends there. Very good. Very good. Cool. So I sent you the 5 questions here, and I have 5 questions for myself. So I'll let you start. We'll talk about children.
Okay, yeah. So the first question is, do you like children? So what's your thought on that?
Okay. Don't like children very much. No, I'm just kidding. I'm married and I have 3 of my own. So yes, I do love children, and it's good to have them around. They bring happiness, they bring joy. You know, sometimes you have problems, but you have problems with everybody. But I feel that children bring a lot of joy to adults' lives. So yes, I do like children. How about you? Do you like children?
That's a good question. I love children. I really do. It's kind of a really interesting perspective to be around children and having been a child in the past. But children are wonderful. I really enjoy being around them and trying to understand how they think and thinking back to how I thought as a child. So
Yeah.
Really enjoyable to be around.
Very good. Very good. I'm just seeing something that says like translation here on the top. Do you know how to use that?
I'm not sure.
On my screen. Oh, no. It just opens Google Translate. All
yeah,
right,
a link
I got
to
you.
Google Translate. That's what I was going to say.
Let me just say this in Portuguese real quick. Pessoal, aqui você pode entrar na tradução se você não tem uma palavra que você não sabe falar, ou se existe uma palavra que você não sabe falar. Você vem aqui, coloca a palavra, por exemplo, eu quero falar cachorro e eu não sei. Aqui tá a palavra em português e até você pode ouvir, ó.
Dog.
Dog, ok? Beleza, então. Valeu. Então, sorry, Brent. All right, let me ask you my question to you now.
Okay.
Are you done with your question, with your answer?
Yes, I am.
All right, cool. How old are you, by the way?
I'm 25.
25, cool. Are you good with children? That's a little bit different question.
Am I good with children? That's a good question, actually, considering from a teaching perspective. I am. There's certain ways that you can meet a child on their level, and
Yes.
I can definitely approach it from that angle. I will say that sometimes it can be a challenge to work with children, but I would say that I am good with children in general. I like to talk about things they like games or maybe their favorite foods. It's enjoyable for me and it's enjoyable for them.
That's awesome. Yeah, I feel kind of the same. I like to get into their subjects and, just show that you care and show that they're important and all that. So that's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
your next question now. Number 2 for you.
Yeah. So number 2, are children becoming more dangerous and violent? What's your thought on that?
Oh, interesting. I think it depends on how you raise the kid, right? My kids are less violent and dangerous than I was when I was a child, So we try to raise them well. But I think that because of TV, there's a lot of violence in TV and a lot of violence in also video games, especially.
Absolutely.
I think they have a very good chance of being more violent than we were when we were kids. So are children becoming more dangerous and violent? Maybe, yes. But maybe not. So I guess it depends on how you raise them. All right, second question for you. How many children should a couple have?
That is a really interesting question. Yeah, I could say maybe my opinion, a good range is 2. A good range is 2.
Why 2?
I say that because my parents had 2. I'm the brother and I have a little sister. Of course, you could get deeper, right? Financial situation, where you live, all of that stuff. Maybe you can have more children, but I don't know. If you have 2, a boy and a girl, I think you're well-rounded. You get the full experience.
There you go. So your sister is younger than you are. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. I'm older by 2 years.
2 years. So she's 23.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Very good. Yeah, I like your answer. But I just wanted you to notice something. When a student comes and he has questions about childhood, there's a bunch of vocabulary that they're talking about and being more confident in using those vocabs. I don't know if you ever heard of the idea of the language iceberg.
The language iceberg? No, I don't think I've heard that.
It's just a way to show students how much vocabulary they know, even though they're not ready to speak everything, right? Or to have them as output or speaking or writing. So you have the C here, right? And most of the iceberg is down here. So most of the vocabulary is also down here. But what happens? Let's say you just learned a new word. Like I'm gonna teach you the word a word in Portuguese. Let me see. Gato. You know what that means? Gato?
Cat, maybe?
Cat, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe from the Spanish, right?
Yeah,
So
from Spanish.
how about galinha?
No, I don't think I know that one. How is it?
All right,
Galinha?
Galinha is chicken,
Oh.
right? So the first time you just learned the word galinha, right? So it went all the way to the bottom of your iceberg. So now every time you use that word galinha in a different context, what's going to happen? It's going to come out, up, it's going to come up, it's going to come up, it's going to come up, until one time it gets out of the water, and that means the word is yours. You're going to use it, you're going to understand it in different contexts, right? So, and that's the idea for talking about different subjects, is so that you're able to get as many words out of your iceberg, and that's what we call fluency, right? Or at least speaking or writing fluency. So anyways, all right, number 3, go ahead.
Yeah, I like that, by the way. Really good
That's
way
cool.
to describe that. So let's see here. The third question, do you think children are hard workers?
No. They can be, but most of them are not, right? They are children. I don't think children were made for hard work. Actually, that's something that brings a lot of sadness to my heart when I see pictures of children around the world working. It's slavery, right? Even it's not even they're getting anything for. It's just sad. So no, I think kids were made to have fun and to learn and to help here and there. But I don't think kids are supposed to be hard workers, because that's not in their DNA, right? We start that a little bit later. Yeah. I think kids can be dedicated in a sense of like for homework and all of that. So if you think about not just work, you're thinking about like school, then that, yes, a lot of kids can be hard workers, and I have a bunch here in my home. So they really go at it and learn, and we homeschool our kids. So if they are not hard workers, it's very hard for them to stay in course, you know?
Yeah.
So.
No, that's a good answer, really.
Were you a hard worker when you were a child?
I would say as a child, I was a hard worker at hardly working. You know that expression? I think in a sense, that's kind of the job of a child, right? To burn out your energy and kind of understand the world, learn about your place in the world. So I was really good at burning out that energy, hardly working, but working hard.
I know what you mean. Yes, I think I was the same way. I was never like 100% dedicated in school, and like I cannot even say this too loud because my kids will hear. And yeah, it's just like living life, having fun, and learning about other things. So cool.
Yeah.
All right, you asked me number 3. I'm gonna ask you my number 3. Would you like your children to be like you? Are you married? Not yet.
I'm not married. I'm not married.
All right. So now you're gonna have to think about having your pair of kids, a boy and a girl, and would you like your children to be like you?
I think that would make me very happy as a parent. It really would.
Okay.
I can imagine that there is not many greater feelings than helping raise your child, maybe your son or your daughter, and see them succeed and see them emulate your own qualities that you do your best to emulate around them. So I think that's really special. I would definitely want my kids to be like me in one way or another. Yeah.
All right. Can I go a little deeper?
Yeah, please.
What is one thing in your personality or in your life that you say, I'd love them to be like this? And one thing in your personality that you say, I don't want them to be like this.
Ooh, that is really good. You did go deep. I like that. Okay, I would say the positive quality that I'd like them to imitate would be, personally, my personality. I'm a very easygoing person, and by having that persona, you could say, people feel free to come and talk to me. They feel free to, talk about their issues, talk about what's going well in their life, and it makes me feel good because I'm approachable. So I would like that for my child, that they could kind of imitate that approachability, because I think it will help them with their social interactions, their friends, their relationships. I think that would be really valuable. Cool. And something not to imitate, probably I would say, be a little bit, I would like for them to not be as I am, in the sense of kind of having the tendency to hold your emotions or your thinking inside and not expressing them. Because that is a tendency of mine sometimes. Maybe if things aren't going well or there's challenges, I might kind of absorb it and I'll put it in like a pressure cooker kind of, right?
Yes.
And that's not very good. It's not very good at all. So I would like them to not imitate that.
Cool. I like that. And I'm very much like you also. If I'm not paying attention, I put everything in and then I just explode, and that's not good. Yeah. But I also feel I'm like you, like I'm just easygoing and we can talk about anything, anytime. And so cool. Good. That was good. We went a little bit deeper, and that's always good to bring again another set of vocabs and all of that. So now it's your turn.
Okay. So the next question, which is the fourth question, is, do you think children are becoming more and more like adults?
I guess the meaning of the question here is just asking if kids are becoming adults sooner, right?
Yeah, more and more like adults, like as they're young, are they acting more like adults sooner? Yeah.
It's kind of ambiguous, I guess.
Yeah.
Let me think. I think so. I think they are the space or the span of time that they can be kids, it's getting reduced because of, again, television, right? Like they're exposed to more, they learn more faster, they learn more, faster. And I didn't say more faster because that's a no-no. But yeah, I think because of social media and computers and all of that, they have a chance to grow up faster and to learn more about the world. But then at the same time, I wonder what they're missing from not having the things that I had when I was a child, right? Grabbing a piece of wood and making a car out of that and playing for hours and hours. That has to do something to someone's character and to someone's emotional life and all of that. So, yes, again, another question that I would answer with a yes and a no, because it's just, you can't be 100% sure of what's happening. So,
yeah, that's really good. Can I expand on that a little, actually?
Yeah, go ahead.
I would also throw in there too, specifically internet culture. The way internet culture has accelerated since, even when I was a kid, it's kind of forced kids who are consuming their media through the internet, like, in any form, to kind of adapt their personality and their lifestyle towards the internet culture. So I would say that it's accelerating, and it's not just change, but accelerating. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All right. How expensive is raising children?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. I would say, of course, I don't have kids, but as a child myself, I'm constantly reminded by my parents that I'm still working off my debt to them from raising me. So I would say the answer to that question is unknown, but unlimited at the same time. Basically,
Yes, I like that.
yeah, it's always expensive.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting, and I'll tell you something about Brazilian culture. You're from the American culture. And in the
Mhm.
American culture, parents are kind of expected to pay for their kids' college. Is that correct?
Okay, yeah,
In
yeah,
Brazil, there's at least when I lived in Brazil, there was no expectation. If your parents can, they will help. If they can't, there's no expectation. So it's a little bit of a different culture, and I guess college makes a difference in the balance at the end, right? How much money you spent with your kids, uh,
yeah,
but yeah, there's food, there's even if you think like you have because you have one more kid, now you need a new a bedroom, right? So that's money. So yeah, I guess it can be quite expensive.
yeah. And medical too. You think about
Yes,
in the world we live in and the different illnesses that are going around. That would be a pretty significant expense, also.
true. Even though if you're in America and you don't have a lot of money, you don't spend much with kids here, which is incredible. You know, my son, he had pneumonia
Mm.
and he had to spend 3 days in the hospital. I didn't pay a penny. Nothing.
Really?
So yeah, it's
Wow.
from like each America is just amazing with kids in most senses. So thank God. All right,
Definitely.
number 5. Go ahead.
Okay,
Your
so
last one.
the last question I have is, what do you think children would like to change about the world? Really good question.
It is a really timely question, right? My kids, I
Mm.
have two 14-year-olds and one 80-year-old, and my 14-year-olds, they're into recycling, they're into making sure we don't pollute the earth because they're like, I'm gonna live in this, and my kids are gonna live in this, so we better, take care of it. So yeah, I think they would do that. I mean, my kids are already doing that, but I think also children would, if they could ask something to adults, they would ask and they would say, "Could you be a little bit more like me?" You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
would you worry less about life and just play more? And I guess all of us need some more of that, right? Working less and playing more and just enjoying life because we never know when it's gonna be our last day. So
yeah. That's a really, really well said answer.
cool.
Yeah. I would actually throw one more thing on there too, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, I mean, since we're talking about children, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I think also maybe children would wish that adults would also imitate their humility. I mean, generally speaking, a child is humble, they're teachable.
Yeah. Yep.
But it seems like as we get older, we're kind of, I don't know, we're resistant to learning or resistant to being taught. So
Or we
not
just become
necessarily taught
proud,
English,
right?
but in general. Yeah.
I said, or we just become proud.
Yeah.
I
Or
know
we
it's
just become proud. Yeah.
it's not a word we like, but we gotta if we're not careful, that just creeps in. So
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
yeah. All right, my last one now. What do you think children worry about most?
Hmm. That's a really good question. What do children worry about most? I would say probably, of course, it depends on the age, really, of the
Uh-huh.
child. But I would say probably first and foremost, their relationship with their parents are a pretty significant factor for them. So maybe making their parents proud, that's high on the list. And
Uh-huh.
then maybe just under that, or depending on the circumstances, almost at that level is being understood by their peers or blending in, fitting
Mm-hmm.
in with their
Yeah.
peers. At least when I was a kid, those two were neck and neck, if not just one above the other. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Uh Yeah, and that's in our reality, right? If you think about children worldwide too, you just like, we still have kids that they worry every day about what they're gonna eat,
Yeah,
right? Which is very sad. Or like, yeah, let's not go there.
It's deep.
It's sad, but it's so true, and we can't forget that, right? We can't forget that. All right, so that was our discussion on children. So then an idea that, let me just close a couple of things here. An idea that I always give to teachers, and I'll give that to you also, so you can implement if you already don't do that. But with the Brazilian students, when you get a Brazilian student, I would love you to implement that if you can. But it's to try not to interrupt the students too much when they are speaking, and like making notes. And then at the end, like we are here at the end of this 30-minute call, at the end of the class, you can bring in, you can say, I heard this, or you can put it in the chat and say, you said more faster. It's like, so when you have more faster, you don't say more faster, you say faster, right? But now when you have bigger ones, you don't say beautifuler, you say more beautiful. And then you explain, or even I saw you have like TEFL and like different trainings, right?
Yes,
the word elicit correction instead of just correcting, right? So if we can say more faster, what should we say, right? So you have them give you the answer, which makes you know that it makes everything better.
Yeah.
So
it's like self-discovery a little bit. Yeah.
Yes, I am very pleased with our conversation. Even though it was a silly subject, it ended up being really deep and nice. And I can't wait for my students to call you and to connect to you and to the other teachers there on English Ninja or Ninjas. And is there anything you want to tell my students?
Yeah, I would say definitely. You're welcome to join. There's lots of teachers on this platform who would be happy to meet you and see you. And of course, myself, I'd love to meet you all and to speak with you all. And stay curious and continue being adventurous with your learning of the language, because honestly, when you enjoy it, it really helps you to learn it. That's from my personal experience. That's from a lot of my students' experiences as well. So keep those in mind, and definitely, I'd love to see all and any of you on this platform.
Nice. And your name is Brent, and what is the last initial?
Yeah, it's H for Howard. So Brent Howard.
H, like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Just so people can find you. Do you remember the word I taught you?
Let's see here. Good question. I know it means chicken, but I don't remember how it goes.
I wanted to go up a little bit more in your iceberg.
Yes. I need more on the iceberg. It starts with a G.
It's actually it is G. It's galinha. I'll write it down for you.
Galinha.
Galinha.
Galinha. So the H-A.
There you go. Yes. Which can mean chicken, and there's always like the street meaning for something, right? The street meaning for galinha is the guy that he just goes out with all kinds of girls.
Oh, really?
So you got to be careful. Don't say that guy is a galinha, because
call him. Yeah.
Just use it for the animal.
I wonder if it's related to calling someone like a chicken in English, but not quite the same. Being scared.
It's not. Chicken in English, it will be like covarde, a coward in Portuguese. Yeah. So covarde. All right. Very good to talk to you, Brent. I hope we can connect, or I will probably not connect, but I hope you can connect to many of my students. And I'm pretty sure they'll be very glad to talk to you.
It would be my pleasure. It would. And I enjoyed this conversation very much.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care.
Então, acabou a sessão. A hora que acaba a sessão, você entra aqui. Como você avaliaria o professor? Eles acabaram de me mandar um e-mail aqui, como você está vendo. Professor excelente. Amei. Gostei demais. Good listener. Ele é um What did the tutor do well? O que o professor, né, o tutor fez bem? Ele ouviu, ele corrigiu, ele tem energia alta, né? Tipo assim, não sei como fala isso em português, desculpa. É engajado e interativo. Gostei, amém. Como você avaliaria a qualidade da conexão? Não foi tão boa quanto... se bem que não parava. A questão foi a câmera dele. Você viu que a minha câmera estava super jóia, mas a câmera dele não estava tão boa. Mas a questão lá dele, da câmera, né? A conexão foi excelente. Quase não parou. Ou não parou. Não se preocupe se os minutos acabarem. Convidando seus... Você pode convidar amigos e tudo mais. Tá? Outra coisa que eu queria mostrar para vocês é... cadê? Aqui, vou voltar para o English Ninjas here. E eu quero ver aqui as minhas aulas. Meu progress, aqui, progresso, né? Inclusive, eles estão lutando para traduzir o website inteiro para português, para ficar mais fácil para vocês. Mas se você já está falando aqui online, quer dizer que você já tem uma ideia e você pode ler várias coisas já em inglês, certo? Se você não consegue entender tudo que está aqui, ou a maioria das coisas que está aqui, talvez você não esteja pronto ou pronta para falar, para conversar com nativos em inglês, tá? Eles têm aqui os badges, que são os crachás. Aqui foi o meu primeiro call, depois de 10 horas, e vai fazendo assim. Tem o certificado, para quem completa mais de 3 horas. Tem quizzes, que são... Esse aqui eu acho que não tá pronto ainda. E tem o Progress Report, que é uma folha que fala sobre o seu progresso, né? E uma das coisas mais legais, como tinha lá no CAMBLY, aqui também tem. Você pode vir aqui and watch. A minha não foi gravada, mas você pode mudar os settings aqui, ó. Tá falando assim, ó. A sua sessão não foi gravada. Para mudar isso, você tem que ir no settings aqui e mudar o seu... Aqui, ó. Tá vendo? No settings... Eu vou mudar aqui para Record Sessions e daí você pode assistir de novo. Isso é muito bom. Por exemplo, você faz 3 vezes na semana, 30 minutos, que é o que eu recomendo, o mínimo que eu recomendo. Você fez na segunda-feira, terça-feira você assiste. Fez na quarta-feira, quinta-feira você assiste. Fez no sábado, fez na sexta, sábado você assiste. Tá? Então, bem legal aí, uma plataforma muito legal, bem leve, né? Tô gostando muito. E você pode vir aqui e fazer as suas inscrições, né? Por exemplo, se eu falar aqui o plano que eu escolhi para vocês. 30 minutos, você vem aqui, você coloca buy, você coloca o seu cartão de crédito, aí você pode comprar 30 minutos. Mas, eu creio que... é porque eu já tenho um pacote com ele, certo? Mas eu creio que tem como você fazer uma inscrição. E normalmente as inscrições de 1 ano, elas ficam muito mais baratas, né? Aqui 30 minutos seria $9, mas você nunca vai pagar isso, né? Quando você faz uma inscrição de 1 ano, vai ficar muito mais barato que isso. Talvez 50% ou mais, ou menos do que isso aqui, certo? Então, tá aí para vocês. O English Ninjas, de novo, o código aqui embaixo para te dar a aula gratuita. Você pode vir aqui falar com qualquer professor que está disponível. Inclusive o Brent está aqui disponível. Mas tem outros professores aqui também que você pode conversar com eles. Você pode também... vir aqui no... Cadê? Book a Lesson. E daí você pode escolher a duração, por exemplo, 30 minutos. E a data, certo? Dia 13. Eu quero fazer. E daí aqui estão os professores que estão disponíveis para falar com você, por exemplo. Você pode falar aqui com... deixa eu ver aqui. A Glennis H. Ouvi falar que ela é uma boa professora. Você vem aqui, escuta o vídeo dela, pode ler aqui a descrição de experiência, os certificados, e aqui os interests, né? Especializações, certificados e tudo mais. E pode fazer a aula com a Glennis. Eu acho que é assim que fala o nome dela. Tá joia? Mas esse aí, gente, esse aí foi o English Ninjas. Desculpa que eu fiquei olhando a maioria do tempo aqui, porque aqui tá a minha tela, mas eu sei que vocês estão aqui, tô falando o tempo todo com vocês. Clica aqui embaixo, vai lá, faz a sua aula no English Ninjas. E, de novo, eu tô aqui, é para vocês, por isso que eu achei essa ferramenta mais barata aí para vocês fazerem aulas com nativos, principalmente para você que tá pronta, você já tem bastante input, vai lá e faz as aulas com nativos. Se você tá começando agora, não faça isso. tá? Lembra que tem um período silencioso aí, 3, 4 meses. Você pode começar aqui embaixo. Segundo link vai ter 10 aulas para você de graça, para você começar a fazer o input. E já vou deixar de vez o terceiro link. Se você quiser começar de vez, né? Gostou do estilo do curso, você quer começar de vez, vou deixar um link aqui embaixo, o terceiro link, que vai ter um descontão para você ali nas primeiras 24 horas, tá bom? Mas o vídeo principal aqui é do English Ninjas, nossa nova parceria, e eu espero que vocês gostem, espero que vocês aprendam muito, aproveitem bastante. Tá aí um pouco mais barato para vocês, para vocês darem conta de fazer e fazerem várias aulas. Quantas mais aulas você fizer, mais rápido você vai aprender a falar inglês e chegar à sonhada fluência, tá? Se você tiver qualquer pergunta, só coloca aqui embaixo. Fica para todos vocês. Aquele abraço!